Welcome to Spit That Sauce Podcast, where you know what it is, so you ain't gotta ask. Where we discuss sports, entertainment, and everything in between. I am Jamar.
I'm Vince.
CGA.
Welcome once again to Spit That Sauce Podcast, where you know what it is, so you ain't gotta ask. You already know who I am, Jamar.
I'm Vince.
CGA.
And
What's
we are
up?
here once again.
What's up, good man?
How you
What's
doing,
up,
bro?
man?
Good,
What's
man.
Going on,
What's
bro?
going on? What's
A
going
little
on?
cold out here.
Everything's everything. Man, this weather is crazy.
Yes,
Just
it
last
is.
week, what it was like 90 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's
44.
rainy and
44, so we have to
yeah.
get our winter gear back on, as you can see.
Hey, get this
really
story
wet?
to kick it
Damn.
off. I cut got my grass cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, you've been having a situation. You had a situation with a squirrel a few weeks ago, about a month ago.
2 months ago, yeah.
Man, let me tell you, I've been battling this squirrel that's been around my house. This dude set up camp. He drilled a hole in my garbage can. And so I call myself, you know, trying to feel the vibes. You know, I barbecued and did all that, and I cooked enough food. And, we just, after a while, you don't want to eat barbecue for, 2 days or a day old, 2 days old. So I called
barbecue 2 days, but go ahead.
I called myself, I threw it in the garbage. I came home, parked my car, and this dude is sitting on the top of my garbage can, getting down on
Eating the barbecue.
eating the barbecue
He warmed
chicken
it up
in my
on the
face.
grill and then ate it on top of that. So
Eating it.
damn.
Took off, and I was like, man, you know what? I ain't touching that. I came back later on. I guess he just appreciate it. Good eating, and now I can't get rid of him. I can't get rid of him.
Is it a gray squirrel or brown?
It's gray or brown. I don't know.
It's very important that you know that, just so you know.
He's gray.
Oh, he's gray?
He's gray.
Oh, yeah, you gonna have a problem, my boy. That's the same one I had. That's the mob squirrels. They gonna set up shop. You have to call them boys to come get them.
Man, look at
Because they
him.
stay right here. Yep.
And I heard you can't kill him.
Nope. Can't do nothing. You can't kill them or nothing.
Man. I don't know. Y'all comment. Let me know what I should do about the squirrel. I don't know. Anything that help me right about now.
You
bro.
gonna come home one day, he gonna be on the grill. But hey, you want something?
Yeah,
you want some?
man.
Put a burger on the grill for you?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Mad crazy.
What's crazy is the playoffs.
Oh yeah, bro.
NBA playoffs, y'all. Of course, y'all know we've been keeping up and watching. Oh man, so we can talk about last night.
Yeah,
Minnesota
man.
Timberwolves
Yeah.
and Oklahoma City Thunder, game one. They look like they out Timberwolves the Timberwolves. They look like the young team that was running.
Yeah, they Timberwolves
It's the
didn't
first
play.
game. It's only the first game.
Yeah, Timberwolves didn't play good. They didn't play good. They wasn't ready.
It was ready for them.
Randall was ready, but they wasn't ready. But man, I know the internet is going crazy right now about SGA
Oh yeah.
and how they are calling the game. It's a difference when Ant going to the rack and SGA going to the rack. It's a huge. Ant getting slapped on, man. It looked like he got choked coming down, and
Man, they was
they
fighting.
are literally beating that. They are literally beating up the players, and then on the other end, time and time again, I watched SGA go to the hole. And he just flops, man, and they calling calls. They was calling calls before that dude even got on the court. They was foul. We just getting ready for it. We getting ready to call. It was just crazy. Now
The rest was letting them play though.
I'm not giving no excuse up to the Timberwolves. They didn't play good, man. They just and they have a game or two where they just don't seem to get it together all game. But I'm looking for them brothers to bounce back this next game and pull out a victory and change things up. But if they're gonna call those calls like they're calling on the Timberwolves, they don't have any chance. They don't have any chance, bro. They don't have any chance to win if the game is getting called like it is getting called right now.
And then to add a cherry on top for SGA, he just won the MVP. He just announced today that he won the MVP. So
right.
He the MVP. So do you think that's gonna affect those calls as we continue in this series in the Western Conference Finals? Do you think that's going? Now he's the darling of the league. Now, officially the darling.
Right.
That man gonna step on the court. Foul. He's gonna have a couple fouls waiting.
Right.
So.
To me, now we just talking basketball.
Uh-huh.
If you got professionals out on the court, call the game fairly. I mean, if a foul is a foul, call it a foul. I don't think that one player should get an upper hand on another player based on their reputation or based upon he's the MVP, but to me, man, that's just dicey. I mean, if you're gonna keep the game clean, call the game. If the Timberwolves are getting roughed up, and then they go down on the court on the other end, and you just barely, I mean, you don't even touch a player, and he flops, and they call a call. I mean, it just takes away from the game. I mean, it makes it an ugly game, and basketball is not meant to, it shouldn't be played like that. Call it fair on both ends. If you're gonna allow Oklahoma to check and put hands on the players, you got to do the same for the other team. I mean, you got to call it both ways.
Might happen like that when they come back to Minnesota, but while they in OKC, they gonna have to deal with the Thunder. It seems. Yeah, I know. They gotta play through it. Yeah, you gonna play through it, man.
You got a point right there, man.
Let's watch it. Minnesota, they gonna get all the calls.
Yeah.
We'll see.
SGA, the first half, they were D'ing them down. But
pause. Go ahead.
I think it was Rudy, Big Rude. Gobert got like 3 fouls within the first 10 minutes of the game. And then he goes out. And then now you got to restructure on how you're going to play defense now because he's, the anchor. He's the defensive player of the year multiple times. And so when you take him away and take him out of the game, and then you put these other guys in the game, man, it just messes up the flow. And I'm not saying don't call a foul, but if you're going to call a foul, call it both ways because Minnesota went to the free throw line once or twice before halftime. And then I think SGA went to the free throw line. I think he had gotten, I think he went to the free throw line 5 or 6 times in the first half. That's unheard of.
He was definitely at the free throw line, so we'll see. He made it happen last night, and I think he showed why he's the MVP. He kind of just seemingly led the charge back.
Did he or did the refs? I don't know about that.
He was assisted by the refs. The refs had 9 assists. He had I think we'll see because I think game 1 is always a filling out period, and now the Timberwolves are like, oh, we got to run with these boys. We can't treat them like, like the Golden State or Denver last year. We can't treat them like that. They're literally the best equivalent, I think, to the Timberwolves in terms of the West because they're young, they got a star, and they got a squad around them, and there are some Minnesota fans I talked to who wanted Denver to win that series so they can get matched up with Denver simply because the Timberwolves already beat them before. So, hey, we can do it again. We know what to expect.
Right.
But then if you get OKC, number 1 seed OKC, don't get me wrong, if you beat them, you definitely, proved yourself. But that's going to be, a lot of people were thinking, including myself, like that's going to be the more harder challenge. And then if you Ant, maybe if you Ant or somebody who's competitive, you've all for that. Like, yep, give me the best team out of that. I want OKC since they, they're the number 1 seed and they're the best. I want OKC. So I think with this series, Timberwolves are going to have their hands full. And the first game is just, just kind of let it go. Like where, they're just filling each other out. But when OKC started taking off,
Right.
And so they definitely have scoring ability. And unlike my lovely Lakers, they got young people. They got
Lakers, man.
They got young people. They got young people who can move. You see what I'm saying? They got young people who can move.
Cancun, what up, bro?
Yeah, they chilling. So
Why they gotta do me like that? But yeah, like they got young dudes who can move too. So I think Timberwolves and OKC is a really good match because they met their match. Now it's not about, you know what I mean? Because I think Timberwolves are moving faster than the Lakers. We're even moving faster than Golden State. And then you take Curry out of that. Now I just felt that that series falling apart for Golden State. And I'm like, okay, Timberwolves, okay, cool. They didn't have to deal with Curry. That's nice. So now they get to this squad that has everybody ready to go, the same as them. And so now it's a superstar battle where you got Ant and you got SGA. And so it's going to be interesting to see because that means I'm thinking Ant's mindset has to be like, yep, Randall holding it down. I'm going to have to lead this because SGA, the new MVP here, is going to try to lead this. And they more motivated than ever to take it, to the finals. So we'll see.
I would say this. I think that if you're getting nothing from DiVincenzo and a couple of other guys, I think that Timberwolves need to go young too. I think they got a good enough young players. Shannon Jr. and Dillingham. They were part of that. When they were down 25 points earlier this year, they sparked that comeback. And so now I think if these guys are not giving you nothing, I think that the coaching staff should implement those youngsters and give them youngsters a chance because those youngsters can run all day. At least they could slow down some of their offensive players. Because they play defense. Dillingham's not really a good defender, but Shannon Jr. and he's a good defender, and I think that you might have to use him if you're not getting the offense of production from the other guys off the bench. That's just my suggestion. I think that they should. I think they're gonna do it when they get home, but I think they should start as of tomorrow.
They better see, because they got to worry about each team. I guess whether it's OKC or Minnesota's got to worry about the eastern side of things that you got popping off. So we got the Knicks. Right, and we got the Pacers, which game one's tonight actually.
They're playing right now.
Right, so that's gonna be interesting because New York, oh man, New York is crazy. Like when just the fact that they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, like New York was. I got a friend in New York. New York was already turning up just because of that. Right. If New York wins the NBA championship, you don't think they're going to win?
You don't think they're going to win? They got a good chance. I mean,
as long as Brunson stay healthy.
Big body Brunson. I mean, he is a clutch player.
But you got Halliburton, too. I feel like Halliburton's an underrated clutch player. I feel like Halliburton's just as clutch as as Brunson is. That's why, it's going to be interesting.
He has a different impact of the game than Brunson does. Brunson is going to give you offense. Halliburton's going to give you offense, but he's going to give it to you in a different kind of way. He's going to get everybody else going. And he's going to, have a lot of assists, pushing the ball up the floor. And he can shoot the three. He can get hot and shoot the three. He's not really a steady three-point player, but he can catch fire. And if he catch fire, man, that just opens his game up even more. So, I think that's going to be a good series right there. I think New York is winning right now, 36-34. But it's early in the game. It's really early. It's really early.
We'll have to see. I think I like how the Pacers are no pun intended. I like how the Pacers are pacing themselves. They seem to be taking one game at a time. They're not doing too much, and they somehow just end up winning the game. That series against Cleveland, I did not expect Cleveland to be dominated like that, and they went right past Cleveland. Yeah. So now that taught me. I'm like, hey, Pacers are a bit more dangerous than I thought. So now, when you look at them in this New York series, it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, Brunson's good, and I'm saying these things, but they're a little unpredictable to me, like OKC is. So these teams have been kind of, they've been around, you know what I mean? But it's a special sense of danger on the East and West Coast. It's just to the point of what teams are going to come out and make this happen. So I think I know the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals are my favorite period during the playoffs, because now you see the two teams who have been battle tested already, and now here's just one opponent that's keeping you from getting to the golden game. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And so this is where you start seeing people do things. By the way, I did see, if you saw this during the Timberwolves game, switching back to the Timberwolves really quick, Ant tweaked his ankle. Yeah, he was out for a while. Yeah, and now people are wondering how that's going to affect. Like, you better put some ice on it during your off days. Don't even get up during the off. Like, do something. Like, I'm telling you now, if the Timberwolves don't have Ant and he doesn't turn into Ant-Man, I don't know if he's going to last against a fully fledged SGA-led OKC.
Yeah, man, know what I'm saying? When I seen that interview, his interview, the way he was looking, he about to drop a 40 piece on him next tomorrow night.
All right,
I'm calling.
Yeah,
I'm calling. I think Ant gonna jump. I think Ant is going to do his thing tomorrow night. I got them winning tomorrow night. Yep, I got them winning tomorrow night.
All right, we gonna visit you. We gonna see you on the next show.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Vince.
Yeah, you with me? That's what I'm talking about.
1 minute to pause. The owner of the Indianapolis Colts just passed today, so we want to give our respects here on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's Jim Irsay, and condolences go out to his family. We know that that's not easy to deal with, especially if somebody in the family die, and here goes articles and things around the team, where if your family, you're not really worried about the team, you're worried about this person who's your father, your cousin, your brother, you know what I mean? So shout out to them, and hopefully the media doesn't go too crazy too much, but just wanted to mention that. Another news. So
Angel, you gonna talk about
my Angel Reese, my Reese's Pieces, Angel Reese. Interesting game. I did watch that game. So it was Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Classic game. Y'all know how this goes.
Yeah.
And what did you see happen? Let me ask you.
I seen Angel Reese grab a rebound, and your girl, I don't know what she was thinking.
She took a sledgehammer and
yeah.
What happened?
She pushed her, really pushed her really. It would now. The big debate is was it a reasonable foul?
Right.
Or was it
intentional?
Oh, it was intentional.
With a little extra you put. I still remember you put me out. You robbed me from another national championship type of foul. I don't know what it is going on between them two, but it's more so, I think, emphasized with their surroundings. I think it's the Caitlin Clark's followers who hates Reese. Now, I don't know if it's because she's black. I don't know.
That's very possible. This is America. I suppose that's possible.
I don't know. But I think that, you know, and that goes without saying, man, because any basketball player has a favorite basketball player. Now, you know, people are choosing sides between SGA and Anthony Edwards. I was just looking at that and people were like, man, that dude flops too much, man. I can't respect this game because he flops too much. And then they like Anthony Edwards. So Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. You had Magic Johnson fans, and then you had Larry Bird.
Yeah, so you got this rivalry.
Yeah. So you have this rivalry, and you know it filters off into people. When they set up camps, and I think some people that don't have too much to do with their lives really take that literally serious, and then they start going and doing extra things that they shouldn't do, and disrespecting the person, and not, you know once you leave the court, you should be respected.
Yeah, there was controversy before, not controversy, but rivalry. I think Angel Reese was maybe before and after was sending subliminals. She would post certain things that you know one can draw conclusions off of because that's what the internet does. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. I think that in that game, yeah, Caitlin Clark did a hard foul, but you know it's something when Angel Reese pops up that quick. You get fouled and you pop up quick, oh, something's about to happen. And so Caitlin Clark played it cool and just kind of just walked off and did that whole thing. Right. And one thing that I don't like in general, like I appreciate both athletes, but one thing I don't like is that Angel Reese just looks like the mad black woman coming after the white girl. Don't get me wrong. If somebody found a way to throw me down and do a foul like that, I could have popped up like that too. But now this just feeds into that narrative that maybe some of her fans, because Caitlin can't control her fans, so I don't blame Caitlin Clark. She can't control the fans. They could be some them type of people. Right. But she don't control that. But you know what I mean? But I hate that it feeds that narrative like, oh, she just seems like a mad black woman trying to attack this wonderful, athlete, when it's just like, it's okay where to have rivalry. But we're in a country where when it's white and black, you got to watch that because that can turn into something else. Like, obviously, a long time ago, you had a rivalry between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And I'm not old enough, so y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't spiral too much out of control where they threw race in it. Maybe there was race in it. I don't know. Maybe it was a couple, you know what I mean? But as far as I know, I haven't heard nothing big come out of that. And then they're fine. Well, and I'm thinking maybe Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, would be fine, would be cool one day, but I'm thinking like, no. I'm hoping, I'm trying to speak it into existence, y'all. So I'm thinking that when, is it just a competitive spirit, right? Because two people can seem like enemies when they real competitive on the court and things like that. And they're two superstars with two brands behind them and followings and all this other thing and all these other things. I just don't want it, to your point, I don't want it to go to a place where it's personal. Now, it ain't even about basketball no more.
It kind of reminds me of like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want it to come to a point where my grandma asking me, hey, who's this Angel Reese girl? I'm like, Grandma, you don't even watch basketball. Why are you asking me that? Because it turns into something outside of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, if we gonna keep it competitive, let's keep it competitive and let's not go with this color thing. Now, that's me being optimistic, but if I'm being realistic, it can drip into that too. Because like I said, I think that some people are under the impression that, oh, she's a mad, mean black woman trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's all right to be black and angry America. It is, and I don't think you should run from that. It has nothing. She got upset on the basketball court because something did happen on the basketball court that shouldn't have happened. And I think that it's okay to get up and say, "What you doing? Why you foul me like that?"
Right. Of course.
I don't think it. If people are looking at that as an excuse to say racist things, then they already have problems in the first place.
Oh yeah, of course. All they need is something to spark the powder keg. So I'm just saying that's why, and that you pretty much made my point of, yeah. It's like if it stays on the basketball court, like hey, then that's what it is. But when it goes off the basketball court, yeah, that ain't a race. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me turn into y'all know how they be. So when it turns into something else, it's just like, wait a minute, are we even talking about basketball anymore?
Right.
That's the point. Like, homie, like keep it where it's not when we're only talking about basketball and that, not where it's outside of basketball where she has to deal with things not on the court. That's what I don't appreciate. Like Angel Reese can't play a hard game and then go home and chill and do her thing without facing that. I don't want that for this sister, and I don't want that for Caitlin Clark either. I don't want anybody coming for her. Like, let's just keep it competitive on the court, and then and go from there. That's my whole point behind it.
It just triggers what's already inside of them. It's just an excuse to act ignorant. It's just an excuse to divide us. Sports is meant to unite us. We supposed to have fun. I root against your team, you root against my team, and then at the end of the day, it's just a game. But some people are not mature enough and to understand that they want to take it beyond games. They want to be able to express how they really feel about individuals. And they use that as an excuse to act up. And that's just the bottom line on that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, man. So, another news, speaking of feelings, man. So, in entertainment today, we're going to just put the Diddy trial on a shelf for right now. Because you already know how that's going, y'all.
Day 8, is it? It's day 8, right?
Yeah, it's a whole lot of freaky days, man. Woo!
Man.
The stuff they revealing in this Diddy trial is messing up some marriages, I heard. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, wife saying, you ain't freaky enough. You see this on TV? We thought we was doing something.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Look. It's wild out here. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was so our brother Tory Lanez, on a serious note. So he got stabbed 14 times in jail by some dude who's pretty much on death row. Allegedly got stabbed 14 times and he's recovering, which is just crazy. So he just to add some context, he pretty much he's doing a 10-year bid and he's working on that, but. While a little bit prior to this, before this happened, you had a Mr. James, allegedly, all right, all this is alleged, asterisk alleged. Allegedly, you had a Mr. James who was the bodyguard and driver for a Miss Kelsey, which was Megan Thee Stallion's alleged friend. So this bodyguard kept his mouth shut during the whole trial with Tory Lanez and everything going on. And then he just finally came out and told somebody because and I'm paraphrasing here, because he allegedly said that his conscience wouldn't allow him to leave an innocent man in jail. And like, what you talking about? So he was one of the few people who wasn't part of that party, and he's a bodyguard. You know what I mean? You off to the side somewhere. They could be doing all types of stuff. He's off to the side somewhere. Right. But pretty much, and obviously you guys can look all this up, so I'm trying to summarize this for you, because there's a whole video on it. Pretty much this new let's just call it a pre-testimony, is saying that Tory is an innocent man. And if I'm going to break it down in layman's terms, this is alleged. Pretty much, there was one witness that was on the witness stand during the trial, allegedly mentioned that he saw 2 girls fighting and 2 dudes trying to break it up. Apparently, one of the dudes was Tory, and one female had a gun in her hand and shot it 3 times. And apparently, when he grabbed her arm, the gun dropped and then shot 2 more times. And allegedly, in all that fiasco, that's where Meg got shot, because Meg didn't shoot herself, right? Allegedly, and so. Some of the lawyers allegedly, especially the people who are bringing this to light, have said that it's funny when they started re-examining the case. It's funny how the only DNA that was taken during the case was from Tory, no one else. So, in other words, what the new lawyers seem to be proposing, in a nutshell, is that Tory never touched the gun. He was trying to stop someone else who had the gun, and for some reason he got blamed. And there's a special witness who's this bodyguard, apparently, that is saying, hey, he didn't have to say nothing. He could have been quiet for 10 years, 20 years, everything was locked up. But he said he couldn't let an innocent man be in jail. And he came out with this new evidence. And now they started to snap, and now the current let's just call them the new prosecutors, his new quote-unquote legal team, they're re-examining the case, and they're seeing all type of holes and things that they can poke holes at. I'm like, how come you only took the DNA of Tory? What about everybody else? How come this? They started questioning the LAPD. A lot of things going on now. So now it's kind of becoming where it seems, in a nutshell, it seems like it's an unfair trial, and he shouldn't be in there. But at the same time, they're trying to rush it a bit because he got stabbed 14 times. And he's trying to recover from that. So this becomes very tough.
He got convicted, right?
Yeah, but they're saying that like it should have been. If anything, he's an innocent man. He didn't shoot anybody, because they said that allegedly his DNA was not even found on the damn gun. I'm like, well, what? Well, how do y'all get to that conclusion then, that he did this or he did that? So. It's almost like, it sounds like it's trying to be he was the fall guy. That's my opinion. It sounds like they're setting it up as he was the fall guy. And I don't like this, right? I don't like this violence between black men, black women, any man, any woman. Where now Megan is in a position where she does have to defend herself and speak out against this. And apparently, allegedly, she called him a demon recently. But at the same time, it's like, if this evidence comes true and comes to light and he's innocent, what is that going to do to her career?
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't. Where was his lawyers at? What was his lawyers doing when the trial was going on? What?
I don't know, man. We're talking Hollywood. They could have had that thing fixed up and sold up before they even showed up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they could have. But you have an independent, separate party take a look and say, this has all type of holes in it. Well, whatever, it's done. I guess I'll leave it. And then this magical witness brother comes, who wasn't, allegedly he was not under any NDAs. Right. He wasn't any other, so he can speak freely. So he does, and they like, oh, like this bust the case wide open, right. Allegedly. So, oh man. Like,
what do you guys think?
Hey,
I want to see some comments about that. Is the brother innocent, or is he just guilty? And then it's now just some he say she say stuff, and what the evidence that was presented at the time was strong enough to convict him. So I'm trying to figure out how.
Was it strong enough? You know what I'm saying? Was it strong enough?
Yeah, he in jail.
Yeah, but how many of us is in jail? And come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, that man got enough money. I mean,
he ain't got that money, baby. He ain't got enough of that money. Did he? Did he? He make it out of this money.
I got.
He was making money before Tory was born.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey,
y'all let us know what y'all think.
Yeah,
man.
let us know what you think on that. And so you guys, you know what time is it?
It's time to make you famous.
I can make you famous.
Welcome back to the segment.
Welcome back to the segment. And this is a time where you send your videos in. If your video's funny, we're going to play the video. And if we pick your video that we play, you will win a prize. And it's gonna be a nice prize. So it's well worth you sending your video in. I mean, you watch him all the time anyway. You might as well see how your skills are on what's funny to you and what's interesting to you. Send it to us, and if we agree, we'll give you something. That's how it is.
Cool.
Now, this video that we have getting ready to come up now, you tell us what you think about this video. I think it's pretty funny because I viewed this video and I've seen this video. So, yeah, check this video out.
Dad, do you want to see a magic trick?
All right, Kira, what's the trick?
I'm gonna put you to sleep. Close your eyes, Dad. Wait, right there, Dad.
To sleep, huh?
Okay, kiddo. Whatever you say.
Oh,
Abracadabra, Daddy.
Abracadabra, mother! Like,
You got to be kidding me.
a bat?
He must
Damn.
didn't get a good. He didn't give her the Christmas gifts that she wanted. Something I'm convinced.
That wouldn't happen in a black household.
Payback.
So wait here, Dad. Let me get it. Like, that wouldn't happen in a black household.
That wouldn't happen.
She might have had to use a 357. Never mind. Good thing she got
crazy.
a bat.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all, bro. But that was funny right there. Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to those that have seen our videos and tuning into our videos and supporting us. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We got a lot of good things up and coming, good things. We're gonna have guests. Yeah, stay tuned. We making some moves around here, aren't we?
Yeah, we spitting sauce.
We making some moves,
Yeah,
fellas.
Spitting sauce. So, till next time.
Till
family,
next time.
we got y'all.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Sauce. We hope you enjoyed the mix of sports and entertainment and everything in between. If you love what you heard, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with us on social media for updates, hot takes, and a little extra flavor. Until next time, keep it saucy.